Buddy, I'm Juan Fernandez.
And I'm Crystal Cruz. A new front opens up in the U.S. trade war, this time to the south.
That's right. President Trump announced tonight that he'll impose tariffs on Mexico if it doesn't try to curb illegal immigration. KCAL 9 political reporter Dave Bryan is here now with details for us. Dave?
Juan and Crystal, Mexico is the second largest exporter of goods to the United States, totaling nearly $350 billion in 2018. But President Trump, frustrated by the slow pace of building a border wall and the growing numbers of undocumented immigrants crossing into the U.S. illegally, announced a plan tonight to use tariffs to muscle Mexico into stopping those immigrants before they get to the U.S. border. Late Thursday, President Trump announced in a tweet that he plans on imposing a 5% tariff on all imported goods from Mexico unless that country stops the flow of illegal immigrants crossing the border into the U.S. In his tweet, the president wrote, "On June 10th, the United States will impose a 5% tariff on all goods coming into our country from Mexico until such a time as illegal migrants coming through Mexico and into our country stop. The tariff will gradually increase until the illegal immigration problem is remedied." The tariffs would gradually rise to 25% by October, the president says, if the Mexican government doesn't make a significant reduction on undocumented immigrants crossing the U.S. border. The White House released a statement from the president Thursday evening in which he says tariffs will permanently remain at the 25% level unless and until Mexico substantially stops the illegal inflow of aliens coming through its territory. In the tweet he posted, President Trump included a video. It's from the U.S. Border Patrol and reportedly shows 1,000 immigrants in a mass illegal crossing near the El Paso port of entry yesterday. The president claims it was the largest mass entry ever. Mr. Trump promised to reduce illegal immigration, but has become increasingly frustrated that crossings have skyrocketed in recent years.
People are trying to come into our country illegally because our country is doing well. They can't come in illegally. They have to come in through the legal system. They have to come in through merit.
The impact from the tariffs could hit American consumers quickly, and if the tariffs accelerate to 25% for a while, they could have a serious impact on consumer prices and even the economy at large. In 2018, Mexico was the second largest supplier of imported goods to the United States, and here are some of the 2018 numbers. Vehicles, $93 billion. Electrical machinery, $64 billion. Other machinery, $63 billion. And optical and medical instruments, $15 billion. And agricultural products, fresh vegetables, $5.9 billion. Fresh fruit, $5.8 billion. And wine and beer, $3.6 billion. Altogether, we're talking about higher prices for more than $346 billion worth of imported goods from Mexico. Two CNN political commentators debated tonight over the idea of using tariffs to get immigration concessions from foreign countries.
There's a legitimate argument for people to say that we shouldn't be using tariffs as a tool to try to get our way in trade, or in this case, with respect to immigration. But I will tell you this, that we have, for the first time, seen the Chinese come really seriously to the table, and we've seen the president be very tough on them, and on an issue that is vitally important.
And they say to you at the border in Mexico, "I'm coming to apply for refugee status in the United States of America." Are we really asking Mexico to engage in our foreign policy to make determinations about who should or shouldn't be here, should have the ability to apply for refugee status? I don't think just blaming Mexico, I think that's so overly simplistic.
No response so far tonight from the Mexican government on this, but remember, there is a new and revised North American trade agreement on the table now, an agreement that Congress is supposed to take up shortly. And Juan and Crystal, it'll be interesting to see how much, if any, impact these proposed tariffs might have, on those negotiations.